with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 being the cover game for June for Game Informer. We also have now a preview. The actual magazine has a big preview for the game, and today we are here to talk about some of the most interesting things. I want to give a big thanks to Go Nintendo because they summarized all this very well. It's where I'm getting a lot of this information, and I'm honestly super excited for the game. There is a lot to talk about here. We talked about some new characters earlier. You can go check that video out now. It's on the channel if you haven't already done so. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you want to see more Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, but with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the information. Alright, as we know, Team Ninja is handling development with help from Koei Tecmo. Marvel Games was big fans of both teams and they've always wanted to work with them. Team Ninja is full of Marvel fans. Marvel Games is providing the writers for the game and is overlooking authenticity and selection of characters and who makes it into the game. Nintendo showed Marvel the Switch before it was revealed and made the case for Marvel Ultimate Alliance to come back to it because it emphasized multiplayer and the versatility of the Switch really fits with the game. Mark Sumerak is heading up the writing. He's written Avengers stories in the past, and speaking of stories, we're going to get a little bit into the beginning of the story here, so slight spoilers, nothing big, don't worry, but if you don't want to know absolutely anything about the game, I don't know, maybe fast forward a little bit. Alright, there's going to be a bunch of Easter eggs and nods to the comics along the way, but the story starts off on the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, the Milano, with Rocket's sensor picking up a reading from a Kree warship. The Guardians board the ship and run into Nebula, Ronan, and Proxima Midnight. It seems like it might be the scene that we've seen in the trailer already because we've kind of seen all these characters already, and it seems like that is what they were showing. It's the very beginning of the game. The Infinity Stones are already on the ship, and the confrontation ends with the stones flying across the universe. Okay, so that's all we're going to really get into as far as story goes. We're going to talk about some other locations, but that's basically it. Characters are introduced with word graphics featuring names and funny, witty descriptions, kind of like Suicide Squad. They didn't say that specifically, but that's what it sounded like to me. In the movie Suicide Squad, when you get an introduction to each one of the characters, you get a splash page, and that's what this sounds like. After that, the next chapter takes place on Earth, on the Raft, which is this ultra maximum security prison where supervillains are housed, and we're assuming that that's the prison environment that we've seen in the trailers. Alright, but enough about the story. Let's get into characters and some gameplay. There are bonuses for character customizations. Some examples are Woman of Marvel, Spider-Gwen, and Miles Morales get a web bonus. You can have a defender's bonus. There's others, and you can have multiple bonuses going on at once depending on which characters you pick. Characters have a general style of attack and a special, all of which can be leveled up. Some examples of some of these abilities for the characters is that Scarlet Witch can buff her teammates with a radius healing effect. Daredevil can use his radar sense to identify weaknesses. Rocket and Groot are a single playable character who work together though. I thought that was interesting. Groot will whip enemies with his vines and then light them up with a quantum igniter. That's awesome. The roster includes over 24 characters, which is interesting because this probably means that there are more characters left to be revealed. Again, we had some more reveals earlier today. We had Hawkeye, the Wasp, and Miss Marvel all announced. XP cubes will boost experience quickly when picked up. You can lower the character level with other high-powered choices to boost their XP quicker. There are always 4 characters on the screen at any given time. I know people have asked that, but yes, it's always 4 characters. You can swap who you're going to actually control, but there has to be 4. You get to customize your characters with different abilities and stats. There's a classic camera option for a wide field of view and a heroic camera for up-close look. Synergy attacks are unique ability combos between 2 heroes. An example of this is Iron Man can shoot Captain America's shield to split the laser. We've seen that a little bit in the movies before. Storm and Thor can create a cyclone together. The synergy attacks feature button prompts that players have to hit together to activate. Extreme attacks are activated by both triggers when your EX gauge is full. This flashes a character portrait on the screen and lets other players join in. The attacks clear the screen and show a devastating attacks. All 4 characters using an extreme attack at once makes for an ultimate extreme, complete with damage counter. After that, they talk a little bit about the Alliance enhancement system, which includes upgrades to apply to your whole team. These are unlocked through credits and enhancement points. You must unlock points to gain access to adjacent nodes. The various points will include ability usage, defensive or offensive buffs. You can also focus on individual characters to power them up, and standard leveling opens up all 4 primary abilities for a character. So it does seem like there's going to be a lot of, not necessarily like character customization, but the way you level up, maybe each character will be like more unique to you than, you know, your friend. Maybe they're like leveling them up a little different. I'm assuming there are branching like trees, like with abilities and stuff like that. We'll see how all of that plays out. Each ability can be improved. ISO 8 is an equipable element that lets you tweak your hero's capabilities in a fight. These can decrease damage taken when the health is low, increase HP orbs dropped, increase stun chances, decrease damage taken by piercing attacks, add shock attributes to an attack, and way more. So it does seem like there is gonna be something that makes, you know, my Wolverine more unique than my friends if we've decided to leveling him up a different way. They also note that individual pieces of ISO 8 can be broken into fragments and then used to upgrade other ISO 8 pieces. So there is some complexity to this leveling up system, and there seems like there is gonna be like way more than one leveling up system, because you can level up your characters and like the regular attributes as well as the ISO 8, and you can customize to whatever playstyle you want to along the way. That to me seems really cool. In an RPG, you want things like this, so it makes perfect sense, and I'm honestly glad that we are seeing more of this. Another thing that they talk about is Infinity Trials, which offer new twists and variations on battles and will net you rewards for completion. Infinity Trials are seen as rifts through the main story, but you can unlock a menu option for these trials midway through the game. Infinity Trials are split into groups. Each has a series of challenges to tackle. New Infinity Trials open as you complete previous entries. There will be rewards in Infinity Trials that can't be gained anywhere else, so there is incentive to jump on this mode. Infinity Trials have wave-based battle, countdown trials that put you against a timer, and ability trials that weaken regular attacks while charging up abilities and synergies. To me, this sounds really cool. It's a new way to play other than just like the story or like co-op or whatever, and it is gonna drastically change things, and it's awesome that you're gonna get rewards that you can, you know, only carry over from doing these trials. So I think that this is something that is going to be a awesome way to spend your time in the game. Carry over allegiance elements and character levels for your second playthrough. It has like New Game Plus, it seems like. You can also select the chapters you'd specifically like to replay. The story is a new take on the Infinity Stone storyline, exclusive to the game, so it's not exactly what you're gonna expect, which is really cool, because who wants to have the same story over and over, especially when we just had Endgame come out. The game will also contain a number of Marvel villains outside of the Black Order and a bunch of locations that are going to be familiar, including the X-Mansion, which I love seeing that because it means that there's going to be a lot more X-Men than we probably already know about. But there you have it. These Infinity Trials that I mentioned do sound like a fun distraction, and I love that they give you stuff to carry over into the main game that you previously couldn't get in any other way. Obviously, good incentive to play through it. Co-op is something I'm wondering if you can even do in an Infinity Trials. We don't have a confirmation yes or no, but it would probably make sense that you can do it co-op, because that's how I would want to tackle most of this game. I'm so excited to get into Zach and pick out our team and just basically save the world, get these Infinity Stones. These trials kind of remind me of the towers in Mortal Kombat 11, which I've been playing a lot of recently, and they sound sort of reminiscent of that, and I've been playing the towers a ton in MK11, so if they're anything like that, I'm all in. A ton of new information about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Honestly, this all sounds kind of cool to me. All right, once I got over the art style, right? I'm still not the biggest fan of the art style, but as long as the gameplay is good, and it sounds like there is going to be a lot here that kind of makes it different and unique, and you know, there's new modes, there's a bunch here. So this seems like a little bit of a deeper RPG. Yes, it's still like a beat 'em up at its core probably, but I'm so excited to finally get my hands on this game, and I know a lot of you guys are as well. The date is quickly approaching, and now that Game Informer has this exclusive, we're going to be getting a ton of new information throughout the month. I'm going to do my best, honestly, to try to stay away from the story stuff, because I want to know like what is happening in the story as it happens in the game. I want to be surprised. I don't want to be spoiled. It is a Marvel game, so you know, I think we should know what to expect with the story because it has the Infinity Stones and Thanos and the Black Order and all that. So I figure we have some idea of how it goes, but the fact that they're making it unique and different from the comics and the movies while still kind of walking the line between those, like they mentioned, is really, really cool to me. They also mentioned some like boss fights that are like really awesome. I didn't mention them here in the video because it's like spoiler stuff and I don't want to get into that too much, but I will say though that I am very, very excited to finally get my hands on this. More characters to be revealed and a lot more fun to be had. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this new information for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Character breakdowns and a whole bunch of other stuff is going to be happening throughout the month. So stay tuned here as Game Informer, you know, has it. We will of course summarize it and bring it your way. So thank you guys for watching. Check out Game Informer. I'll have a link in the description for both that hub where they have all their information for this and Go Nintendo. They summarize this based off the actual magazine itself. So thank you to both of them for making this video possible, and that is pretty much it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you are most excited about in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And with that, I am gonna go ahead and get out of here. SwitchForce out.